Welcome to another episode of the orthodoxly conceived adventures of Super Oppy and Loke-Man, the greatest well-being maximization duo in the world. But how did this amazing duo come to be? Well, one day, two philosophers of religion were debating the initial state of the universe, when suddenly, a swarm of radioactive bugs came out of nowhere and attacked them. This caused them to fall into a nearby vat of toxic waste. This vat was then hit with a meteor, while simultaneously being struck with lightning. This all shortly preceded the explosion of a nearby nuclear power plant. Also, aliens shot lasers at them. When they emerged, they found that they had extraordinary powers. Let's listen to them explain what their powers are.
What power would you have? Start with Graham.
I have a superpower that enabled me to do the most good. Just amazing kind of physical capacity. So you can just, like Superman, you can do all this stuff really quickly.
So Andrew, give me your answer to this question.
I will know what is the best, right? That can be done for everyone. So I think that's a good superpower to have.
As was clearly explained in that totally unedited clip, Super Oppy was given amazing physical powers, like Superman, and Loke-Man was given super intelligence, and so much knowledge about how to maximize well-being that it caused his brain to grow to the size of really big. They were going to join some superhero team, but Super Oppy expressed frustration with this idea.
There is this thing about the superheroes that they have these amazing powers, and they typically kind of use them in rather random ways. But if you could kind of systematically use your power to, use your superpower to do the maximum amount of good.
So instead, every day, Loke-Man systematically explains to Super Oppy what needs to be done to maximize goodness for that day. Then Super Oppy goes and does that thing, and then they repeat the process. In today's episode, Super Oppy is flying to a made-up island, the home of a lot of people. Let's see how Super Oppy goes and does the most good. It sure is a quiet day here on a made-up island. That is, it's quiet until Super Oppy begins attacking all the buildings with his laser vision. Bzzz! 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 Having decimated the coastal cities of a made-up island, the inhabitants all move towards the mainland to seek refuge from the fires raging where their homes used to be. Fortunately, those fires won't rage for much longer. Super Oppy dives into the sea and causes a massive tsunami, destroying even the remains of all the coastal cities. News of the unfortunate disasters reaches the surrounding nations quickly, and relief is sent out by the Not Real Charity Foundation. Look, here's a boat full of helpful stuff going to a made-up island. But here comes Super Oppy, who steals all the helpful stuff, ensuring that none of it can reach its destination. This forces the displaced inhabitants of a made-up island to engage in grueling agricultural labor so as to not starve to death. Now, a question that probably hasn't crossed your mind, but I'll answer anyways is, how is any of this supposed to help maximize well-being? Well, as it turns out, there was already severe tension and underwater tectonic plates off the coast of a made-up island that would soon be released and create a massive tsunami destroying the coastal cities there. By getting the inhabitants to evacuate themselves, Super Oppy was able to artificially trigger the tsunami without hurting anyone. The reason Super Oppy stole the helpful stuff donated by the Not Real Charity Foundation is that the disappearance of these goods caused the charity to undergo an internal audit where they happened to discover an embezzler in their ranks, and they restructured their charity programs, which led to them being much more effective. Finally, by forcing the displaced inhabitants of a made-up island to learn agriculture, farming became much more popular, and the island's natural fertility was fully harnessed, leading to unparalleled prosperity. This was all known beforehand by Loke-Man, who explained it to Super Oppy before any of the events took place. Wow, such an unforeseen plot twist. That's the end of this episode. Be sure to tune in next week, where Super Oppy and Loke-Man maximize well-being by causing a bloody civil war in a third world country. Well, thank you, young man, for sharing an episode of your favorite TV show with me. But does it tie in with any of our regular conversations? We usually just talk about theology or philosophy or apologetics. Well, mister, did you learn anything from this here TV show? Why, yes. If someone wanted to maximize well-being and knew how to do it and had the ability to do it, they may act in ways that seem totally strange to me. I may not even recognize that their actions are tied in any way to the overall maximization of goodness. Well, I guess you're right, mister. This doesn't tie into any of our regular conversations. Sorry for wasting your time. Oh, that's quite alright. I enjoyed watching that thing. That's the end of this video. Thanks for watching. Please subscribe if you enjoy this content.